Hi YouTube, today we'll be changing the rear differential fluid on my 2018 Toyota Tacoma, and these are the parts I'll be using. This is a bag of washers I picked up from my Toyota dealership for the rear diff, front diff, and transmission. And I'll be using 75/85, which is what the differential calls, and this a 9/16 socket. And I end up buying like in total like 6 of those bottles for the differential fluid, because the back, I can't remember if it calls for 4 or 4.5, and the front's like 1.5, and I like to have like one extra. I think I bought 7 of them, but the back bolt was on there pretty tight, the drain plug, but I finally broke it loose, and now I'm going to take off the fill plug to help it pour out nice and smooth, and I'm going to let it sit there for about 15 minutes. Now these are the bolts I got, the fill plug, and the washer side, you want the flat side facing down on the bolt, on the washer. See how the way it came off? That's the way you want to install the new one. And you want to clean them up really good, which I'm sorry I didn't quite get this in the shot here, but, oh, and this is a drain plug, and as you can see, it has like a lot of dirt and grime on it. I'm going to wipe that off, and it should have like that, a decent amount, but you don't obviously want to see too much of it, which I'm gonna make sure you get these real clean. And I forgot to show you guys on camera, but you can see in a little bit how clean I got them right there. Now the new washers I got one. You should have two, one for the fill and one for the drain, and that's the drain plug. Again, like I said, put the flat side down, kind of more like the rounded bevel side up, and you want to do the same for the fill plug. So since I let it drain out for about 15 minutes, which I don't know if you have to let it drain out that long, but I just wanted to make sure it was all out and nothing was dripping, I clean it with a towel, and I'm going to first install my drain plug by hand, and then I'm going to tighten it down. Now my torque wrench here was that socket, I only had a half for a 1/2 drive, but my torque converter was a 3/8, so I ended up just kind of had to guess it down by hand, but it's supposed to be 36 foot-pounds. Now this was my original pump I was working with, and as you can see, the pump I had was like trash. It's made for gas. This oil was just too heavy for it, and that ended up not working, so I had to get this old shampoo head nozzle and just shove in the bottles, and I had to pump 4.5 bottles of fluid this way, which I just want to take a video of it and show you how I had to do it, which it was sucking in. I had to pick up the nozzle and let the air back in so I could continue to pump it again. So that just showed you, like, if you don't necessarily have a pump, you could use what you have to make it work. And I end up buying a pump now, and I'll show you in the next video when I do the front differential. Now, as you can see, it's like dripping out. That means it's full. It's completely filled up. So I'm going to wipe it down nice and good. And I was redoing it on camera because I wanted to make sure you guys could see that drip on there, because my phone was under the car and I couldn't quite know if you guys could see that, but you can. So I'm just going to let it drip out for a bit, and you want to wipe it all down before you install the your fill plug. Now I'm going to install the fill plug by hand. Make sure it's tight enough so nothing's going down. Wipe all the leak. And you could clean up with some brake fluid if you want to. Make it look nice. And I'm going to tighten it down a little bit by hand. Now I'm going to get my socket. And this one, one video said 36 foot-pounds you want to work it down to. And the another spec thing on it said 29 pounds. But they're still pretty, like, close range. So I end up doing mine to about the same that I did the bottom, which I did the top for about 36 pounds up here, which I had to guess because I didn't have my torque converter. But now I'm going to wipe all that rear differential fluid off, and I hit up with some brake fluid, but you don't see that on this video here, and it just makes everything look clean. So you can tell if you have any leaks in the future, or if you didn't tighten it good or whatever. Well, that's how you change your rear differential fluid, which I end up using about like 5 bottles on here because I had some waste with it too. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And also stay tuned for I'll be changing the front differential and the transmission fluid. Thanks for watching.